Ah, a demonstration for others to witness. May your presentation be clear and compelling, traveler. What aspects are you highlighting?
What we're showing is a demo, the real-time gaming guide demo from Google, and there's several applications that are running. So I want to try to control things and record what we're doing. Can you see the screen?
Indeed, the digital world presents itself. What guidance do you seek, traveler, regarding these real-time currents?
Where should I go next?
You stand between two paths. One leads to the forest, the other toward the village dwellings. Where shall your journey continue, traveler?
I want to try to stay alive.
Then tread carefully toward the hamlet. Safety may lie there, but keep a wary eye on that figure on the hill. Its purpose is unclear.
Okay.
A confrontation draws nigh, traveler. Brian the Black Knight seems to be engaged. Prepare for battle.
All right. So that was a demo of this Google Gemini real-time streaming with screen share, and again, it's just doing screen share. It's not connected to uh, wasn't connected to Unreal in any way, but I thought I'd show the demo and give people some links to where it lives. And this is really fascinating. 9 months ago, I did a video on this concept and didn't really know how to move forward, just doing experimentation. And 9 months later, here's a demo that's kind of doing what I wanted to do. Um, the idea was having a couple of things. As you go through the Unreal world, you have an AI companion, which you just heard, which was the wizard. And then as you go through quests, all the quests would be AI, and you'd come up to this person, and then you'd have not only your game companion that you would confide in. These characters would also take on a persona, and then you go through the world and you do whatever you're going to do. So all the quests and everything would be, and the content for the quests would be, prompts using LLMs. So, this is a project, this Moore project that I've had for probably a year now, that the guy gave away. One of the issues I noticed in the project is he doesn't use um, metahumans. But what I did do is take one of the heads of his characters and did a mesh to metahuman. Of course, he doesn't have any clothes or anything like that because I didn't get that far in figuring out how to configure him. The bigger picture would be to use code like this as you could think of Kumbaya and whatever the other one was called to build the personas, and then also be able to edit um, the prompts, for the personalities. And this is so fascinating because, Google Live API is heading in that direction. So, where do you get the code? This is basically the audio WebSocket demos, but what's really cool about this is that they also have the screen sharing capability, which is one way to do it. The other way I was thinking is this camera actor that I built that would talk via WebSockets and to the server app, this guy right here, and be able to send the images that way and not necessarily do a screen share running all these servers. Um, but it's just amazing what's happening now with what they're doing with these demos. Here's a plain Python SDK that I'm experimenting with. But the architecture would be uh, getting a WebSocket blueprint running in Unreal and then having it connect to this server and be able to get commands from the server uh, and control the app that way and not have really any of this right here. It would all be there would be an external server, but it would be a little bit more embedded. So going over their app, the only thing I did was add my project ID and experiment with trying to get the microphones to work. But the idea would be, okay, back to the architecture, is that we could use something like this, and this is the other link I'm providing here that allows you to do audio to face um, using the NVIDIA uh, plugin and source code. And I got this to work. And there's my comment right there a month ago. And you can do it. I suggest you watch this video if you're, interested in this. This is a way to send, audio, not send audio, but tell Unreal with this plugin code to load a audio source, and then it will manipulate the your metahumans, your faces, if that makes sense. I've tried several different ways to do this using Visemes, which is a pain. I think this audio to face is really the better way to do it. The limitation with this engine, not Unreal Engine, but the NVIDIA audio to face, is that it's got pre-compiled or trained voices. So it only works with a couple of voices, which is something that I'm hoping they will either fix or Unreal will just make this, get rid of this and just make it to where it'll work with a remote audio stream. And that's the last piece right now, is that at least what I've seen so far is that they don't, you can play audio in Unreal 5.6 and it will move the mouth, but they don't have any way to stream, get a stream from an external source. And maybe they'll fix that, or maybe they have some other way of doing it. But I just thought we're getting closer and closer to the having the ability to have personas pre-programmed on an external server in real-time chat, as you could see. And the voice, with Google, you can, use any kind of voice you want to use, and it sounds really well. So the last little piece is going to be driving the metahumans with the audio either over a WebSocket or just tell it what file to load and play, which shouldn't be much of a delay, but it's not streaming. So I'm not quite sure why Unreal's not connecting these dots. Maybe they already have, but anyway, I thought this would be, it's a ramble, but um, we're kind of here now with voice to voice assistance in real time, and there's only a couple little tiny pieces to get this working in Unreal. Of course, you can use it for all kinds of other things. And then you have your game, and you're walking around, and you have the AI quests, you have your assistant that's helping you, and then obviously coming up to a metahuman in costume and communicating with them in real time with the Google Assistant or Google Live API under a particular persona, and instead of typing and clicking on responses and that craziness, I'm just a little too old and uninterested in that, since the technology is basically here. So that's my rant. There isn't any source code. My suggestion is maybe take a look at this. There are some other open source audio to face. This audio to face obviously is something that's, it's client server. But I see Unreal trying to do chat inside of, um, Unreal, but we need so much more. You need the ability to, connect up to a voice to voice AI, and that's what this is. In my older videos, we talked about VAD and all of that, and we don't cut things up in chunks and send the video stream and get the text and send it to the LLM and then generate we don't do that anymore. So this is what we do, and there's some other examples in here that are a little bit more lightweight. This one's heavy, obviously being React, which I'm new to. So um, that's what I got. Happy holidays. The channel right now is in a state where I might be doing less and less, metahuman game stuff, simply because the real-time, API or real-time agents are just happening. It's there. Uh, uh, Here's a lemon slice that you could talk to in real time, and it's kind of like you can do it in games, you can do it in business apps, and I just don't know if metahumans are going to be, able to keep up, other than if you want an application like a game and you want to walk around and talk to things and move things and have an assistant that is photorealistic. It doesn't have to be photorealistic, but close enough. Yeah, it just depends on what you want to do. Uh, then, if we can get Unreal to connect the dots and make it easier to do, all of this in Unreal, then that's what, we would do. Anyway, this is a one shot. I don't do any video editing, so I hope you appreciate it. Again, the channel, um, still doing the AI stuff, still looking to get into AI agencies. That's why I've kind of dropped um, the whole metahuman real-time chat, because we have things like this that are going to be coming out in the next month or so. And maybe if we can get these people or people like this, or some open models that could just lip sync and stream blend shape curves, and instead of trying to render things for us, then that would be an even cooler thing you could do in um, Unreal. But there's just too much of a gap, and there's not enough interest, other than uh, NVIDIA. But NVIDIA is a little behind the curve, and as soon as you try to get something to work, they want money, which is fine, but they're going to have to do something like this, in my opinion. So that's it for the video. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoy this stuff, and have a good one.